All right, Shalom. I'd like to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect. Shalom. You have a lot of things going on around the world, especially here in the U.S., Babylon the Great. You have the eclipse, the solar eclipse that's supposed to happen tomorrow. You have the earthquake that happened up in New Jersey, New York area. That's a big thing. You have Mexico and Ecuador supposedly cutting ties with each other. You have turmoil all around the world. Earthquakes happening all around the world. We're waiting for a few prophecies. We're waiting for the MOTB to be fully implemented. Waiting for Jacob's trouble to fully pop off. And speaking of tomorrow, Ada, there's a lot of worry and speculation about that eclipse. But those of us in the know, or the men of the Lord that know, you know that things still have to continue on. It's not the end of the world. Tomorrow is not the end of the world. Things still have to carry on. The MOTB still has to come out. World War III has to pop off fully. But you have different troops gathering up in the Middle East. What else is there? Different bridges here being attacked. Different, the ABC agenda. This thing is picking up to where more and more people are losing their mind over this stuff. More and more people, the love of people waxing cold. There's many things popping off. But I'm going to start off with this. This is Jeremiah chapter 28 and verse 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries, against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence. And this is what has always been the job of the prophets. Prophesying evil against these different nations. Bringing out what thus saith the Lord. And what's getting ready to happen to this place, the end of Babylon the Great, aka America, is going to be destroyed by ICBM thermonuclear fire, as well as the concentrated fire from the chariots. And this place is going to be completely wiped off the map. But hey, there's not going to be another MAGA. This place is going to recover. This is Amos chapter 3 and verse 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city and the people not be afraid? And here, wherever you see the men of the Lord, the men of GMS, the different affiliate camps, the different men bringing out the word of the gospel, the word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Wherever you see the men out there prophesying, you're seeing a trumpet being blown, and it's not a good message. It's a message of war. It's not a message of peace. Shall there be evil in a city, and Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai hath not done it? And when you see these evil things happening in the city, people getting caught up in an earthquake. People getting crushed to death, people drowning, all these different things. And it's the Lord behind this. The Lord is doing all these things. The Lord works all these things. Surely the Lord, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets. And the prophets of the Lord are the Israelites. The men of the Lord telling you what's happening. Telling you before it happens, or telling you before it happens, which prophesy, to say before it happens, to say before. This is Micah chapter 2 and 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. So you're to not physically get on a plane and go somewhere else. I wouldn't even want to get on a plane right now. with all the different Boeing things, all the different airplanes being in the news that are falling apart, doors flying off, the metal flying off the engine. I wouldn't even want to get on a plane to go anywhere right now. I'm cool on the ground. But this is not our rest. It says, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest." You have to leave mentally. You're physically, mentally, which you physically have to be here, but you're mentally no longer invested in this place. Like, this place is falling, collapsing. It's in a free fall. You're jumping ship mentally. Like, you see this place collapse in real time. Look at the state of the people. People are completely bugged out, completely lost their minds, thinking that there's something that they're not, thinking that the men think they're women, the women think they're men. Everything's gone out of course. Micah 2:10, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction." So, hey, this place is not only polluted mentally, it's polluted with the air is polluted, the water is polluted. Every week, every other day, maybe, you see some news about some different forever chemicals being dumped into the water. You see different things that are polluting the air. The food is polluted. All the food is GMO. You don't know whether you're eating, which you know all the bread here is defiled. All the food is defiled. Everything is defiled here. Is the point. But you don't know whether or not you're eating, a clone cow, clone chicken. You don't know what you're eating. But you have to eat, which is why you pray. You pray that the Lord, hey, don't let the evil, whatever evil, because hey, these different companies or whatnot, like what was that Liquid Death, for instance, and they have their different witches and warlocks pray over their food, pray over their products. So you pray to the Lord, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, not to let that evil that's on the food have any effect on you. But this place is polluted. It'll mentally destroy you. It'll physically destroy you. Even people that are younger than me, I think the Gen Z or whatever, they did a survey. These kids are so depressed. For what? Like, what do you, an older person might like, what do you got to be depressed about? But, look at their future. Hey, but those of us in the know, that know what's going to happen, that know what's after this, we're excited because we see the signs that this place is getting ready to end. This is Matthew chapter 24 and verse 3. "And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world?" And it's not literally the end of the world, because this here let me see here, Ecclesiastes 1:4, "One generation passeth away, and another generation cometh, but the earth abideth forever." So the earth is going to be here forever. The earth is always going to be here. But back to Matthew 24 and verse 3, "And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world?" And that word for world is G165, aeon. It's an unbroken age, a perpetuity of time, a period of time and age. So when is the end of this age? The age being the time for Esau's rule, who was ruling at that time, who was the fourth kingdom, And now this is the revived Roman Empire. So let me get this real quick. Oh my gosh. Bear with me. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 6 and verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So this is the end. This is the end of Esau's kingdom. And Lord willing, I'll bring out some precepts of going into Esau, but this is the end of Esau's kingdom. This is who's prophesied to rule the world at the end. This is the fourth beast in Daniel 7. The feet and the toes in Daniel chapter 2. But that end of the world, that's Esau. Esau's age. This is his age to rule. So let him do what he does. He is the wicked. So as you can imagine, when the wicked is ruling, everything's going to be shit. Matthew 24:4, and Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, or anointed. Saying that they have the truth, that they're anointed, having their own different cults of personality, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. Was actually, let me go back to that. And shall deceive many. So you have many different, like the Jonestown. I can't remember his name. Oh well, Lord will come to me. Jim Jones. Is that it? Let me. Khan. Jim Jones. So he had a cult, and most of the people that followed him were women. And so most of these different cults that deceive people, mostly women are deceived by this stuff. But back to this is that women are the weaker vessel, but they back to the scriptures. But men are also deceived by that too. But you'll see a lot of different people that have these followings and whatnot. They have many women followers. Verse 6, Matthew 24, verse 6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. Different things pop off. We're seeing that Iran and Israel, that conflict looks like it's escalating. Now there's you have these different, like America is worried that Iran is going to try to take revenge in these coming days. But war is eventually going to pop off. It's eventually going to boil over. World War III is going to happen. We see the makings of it right now. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So all these things got to happen. You're going to hear about different wars in different places. What's going to happen with Mexico and Ecuador? Who knows? What's going to happen between the states here? It's likely to be a civil war here. I mean, not likely. We can see it happening. We can see it happening someday. They even got the movie coming out called Civil War. It's going to be the second Civil War. The other one was in the 1800s. Verse 7, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And you're going to see that too. Different nations rising up against each other. Part of World War III. Kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. And you're seeing different famines in places. You're seeing different. Let me see this word. You're seeing different diseases popping off here. Every other day, maybe every day you hear about a new disease here. A new one that popped up. Measles coming back. You know, smallpox. Monkeypox coming back. Which, where did it go? It just came out. The avian flu. CV24. All these things popping off. You just had earthquakes. Earthquake in Taiwan. Earthquake in New York, New Jersey. Earthquake in San Francisco. Another earthquake. Man, I might as well check if there was an earthquake today. And Slovakia. This will be just a second. An earthquake in Japan. You had an earthquake in Idaho. When was that? An earthquake in Idaho at 3.7 yesterday. Earthquake in Guatemala. These are diverse places. Earthquakes happening all over the world. Like I just show you the app. Just scroll all around the world. Earthquake, 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 earthquake. And this is all within a day or two. Earthquakes happening all over. All these, verse 8. Matthew 24 and verse 8. All these are the beginning of sorrows. So, hey, the time of trouble isn't just yet. These are just starting. The fun's just beginning. Because Jacob's trouble is right here. We're at the feet of it. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 9 and verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. So, hey, you have the prophecies. You have prophecies and different signs to look for. When Yahushua is going to return. He gave out the different signs. So you're going to see wars, famines, earthquakes, different things pop off. And how we know we're getting close. Also, let me get this. Because another prophecy that we're waiting for is the MOTB. This is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And this is one of the last prophecies we're waiting for. And what do we see it? We see it happening. Different companies. What is it? Dangerous Things, Neuralink. There's a company called BlackRock. All these different biotechnology companies. All these different biohackers that are using this technology. All it's waiting for is the money to crash and this to be fully implemented. What's going to take place for all these things to happen? Now, if you learned anything from the last pandemic, was that, hey, this thing happened, they shut everything down. Everything got shut down. You couldn't go places. You couldn't, if you weren't wearing a mask or anything like that, you couldn't go into certain places. You couldn't buy things. Things were harder to find. People were panicking. People were freaking out if you didn't have a mask on or anything like that. You had to take them tests, which you didn't have to. You didn't have to do any of that stuff. It comes out now. If people got fired from their jobs and whatnot, it comes out now, hey, oh, my bad, we made a mistake. Here's some back pay or whatever. Here's some stuff from your time lost. But the point being is, hey, he causeth all. Revelation 13, verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And that word, we continue. Well, actually, let me go get this. This is the word for mark, charagma, G5480. This is a stamp, an imprinted mark. a thing carved, a graven work. So this is something that's going to go into you. So this is a mark, like as in not only a branding, but a mark. How you have Deutschmarks, like for money. This is going to be used as a currency for everything. It's going to have your information on it. Just a little bitty grain of rice. It's going to have your information on it, your banking, your who you are, your biometrics, everything. This is G5482 Harax. And it's a pale, a stake, or palisade, like how a needle is. A needle is a type of, would be considered that. Or like you watch some vampire movies, how they have the stake and they drive it through the vampire's heart. Well, this is going to be driven into your hand or in your forehead. Just watch that Neuralink thing, the Neuralink video. They had that thing driven into the dude's head. Now he can control the computer. It's a miracle. But let me go from here. The final word of it is grapho, G1125. It says to write, figuratively to describe, to write, to delineate letters on a tablet with the reference to contents of the writing, to express in written characters So basically, this is the information, grapho. That information that's going to be on there, all your information, everything about you. You're not going to be able to buy. Well, let me get that too. I jumped before I go too far. It's Revelation 13 and 17. Well, let me read 16 again. Revelation 13 and 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So, hey, you're not going to be able to buy or sell without this. It's not a spiritual mark. It's not white women. It's not John 3:16. No, this is a physical thing. And this is what you're going to need to make it in Esau's society. But the men of the Lord, the prophets, are warning you in these last days not to take it. We're telling you before it happens. We're telling you not to take this before it happens. Back to 2nd Esdras. So this, not only in Matthew 24, also here in 2nd Esdras chapter 9, you have things to watch out for. But the MOTB, Revelation 13, 16, that's what to watch out for. Because we see it. We see it's already how do you say? It's already out there. The product is already out there. It just needs to be mass implemented, mass shipped out to the masses. Something needs to happen to get these people all lined up to get it. Because right now, you know, you have the Apple VR, all this kind of stuff. It doesn't look that appealing. But something needs to happen to make it appealing. There has to be a want for it. How do you say there's like basic economics, there's a supply and demand. They have to cause something to happen for there to be a demand for it, for people to want to line up and get it. There has to be a cause for it. But this is, like how it says in 2nd Esdras 9, measuring the time diligently. We're seeing these things happening. Measuring the time. Looking at what's happening. Okay, this is happening. The MLTB, it's in the preliminary stages. Okay, waiting for the rollout. Waiting for something to happen. Waiting. Waiting and watching. Watching and waiting. 2nd Esdras chapter 9 and verse 1. And he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. So this time we see Yahweh Shem Yahushai is starting to visit the world. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes, we're seeing earthquakes all around the world, and uproars of the people in the world. We're seeing uproars of people all around the world. You have different protests going on around the world. You have different what going on in Oakland. That crime is out of control. In San Francisco is crazy. Things happening all around the world. Different protests. Different people in an uproar. People in an uproar for the genocide going on in Gaza. People in an uproar. The farmers in Europe in an uproar for what's going on over there. And it's going to continue to get worse. But these are signs to look for. Verse 5. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings in wonder and powerful works, and ending in effects and signs. So the end of this thing, hey, it's going to be a wonderful thing. The end of Babylon the Great, because it's gonna go out with a bang, a big bang. It's going to be heard all around the world. It's going to be seen all around the world. Everybody's going to know that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai did this. Everybody's going to know the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai again. Verse 7, and everyone that shall be saved. Slacky, let me read that again. 2nd Ezra chapter 9 and verse 7, and everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby ye have believed. So we're going to be saved, the Israelites. The other nations, they have no part in this. The other nations, they're going into slavery after this. But the people here in Babylon the Great that are going to be saved, you're going to be saved by your works and by your faith. And that's scarcely. Let me get that. This is 1 Peter chapter 4, and I will start at verse 17. For the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of the Most High. And if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai? So, judgment is starting with the house of Israel. And if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? So the righteous are hardly, barely going to be saved. Scarcely going to be saved. What's the difference? What's going to happen to the rest of the people? There's no salvation for them. So you're going to be saved by your faith and your works, which your faith is going to be shown through your works. Second Ezra chapter 9 and verse 7. So this is showing this time coming is going to be a terrible time. This is not going to be a cakewalk. We're just going to waltz into the kingdom. No, our faith is going to be tried to the point of almost breaking, to where we don't know whether or not we're going to make it or not through this. Whereas the rest of the people, they have no idea what's going on. They don't know. They just think that, hey, this is just what it is. It'll get better. But when the times come, hey, it's going to be great confusion. It's going to be people dying left and right, not knowing what to do. So these ungodly people, they have no hope. But the people that know the people of the Lord that know this truth, you have a chance. So, hey, put your faith in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai so he can guide you through this. Because, hey, he's going to have mercy on his elect. They're going to be saved. Verse 7, 2 Ezra chapter 9 and verse 7, and everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed shall be preserved from said perils and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them from the beginning. So, from the beginning, if you were chosen of the Lord, you were already sanctified, but you still had to go through this. You've already been chosen from the beginning. This is Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 5. For thus saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. So what? Hey, this day coming. This is a terrible day coming, where men are gonna be like women, travailing like they're with children, like a woman that can't do, like when she's getting ready to have a baby, she can't really do nothing. That's how the men are gonna be in these days. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. Hey, because of the terrible things that are going to be happening in these days. Verse 7, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. And this is Jacob going to be saved out of this. The elect of Jacob are going to be saved. But this is the day that's coming. There's not going to be any day again after this happens, which isn't going to be just one day. It could be any number of period of time. No telling how long it's going to be. But we know this is coming soon. Because also we know it can't be that long, because this devil only has a short period of time to rule. The devil being Esau, Edom. This is 2 Ezra chapter 16 and 17. Woe is me, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come? And this is Ezra's, he was seeing himself in the vision, seeing himself in these days. How is he gonna make it? Which, hey, he's gonna make it, but he's seeing it. He's like, who's gonna deliver me in these days? You know, like how terrible that must have been to see that vision. And you have to, when you read these things, you got to imagine these things happening. You got to imagine the vision, what he saw. Verse 19, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. So, hey, when you see these things happen, hey, you're supposed to turn back, repent. Verse 20, but for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. So people aren't always, don't recognize they're being smoked, being hit with different plagues. They don't even realize it. They just think, oh, it's just a Tuesday, whatever. They don't realize that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is plaguing them, sending them a message. Verse 21, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. Even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. So, hey, all these things are growing. Hey, food is still affordable right now. Hyperinflation hasn't set in yet, but you have different cases where it's happened. Venezuela, Weimar Republic, Zimbabwe. But the rest of the world considers themselves to still be in good case. But the different things are growing. The sword is growing. Different weapon technology is coming out. Different ways to die are coming. Famine is growing. You have, I was reading an article about lantern bugs. They made their way all the way down to Texas. The cicadas, those are supposed to come back, which they come every year, but there's supposed to be a huge bloom of them this year. Locusts, I can expect to see locusts because those were big in, Nevada, I think, was it last year or the year before that? You can expect to see those different kinds of things that bring famines. The crops failing. I did a lesson a while back about the I can't remember the name of that chemical, but basically like a chemical that they're using in the food to basically it makes the plants grow shorter so they can yield the crops because the crops were failing if the wheat grew up too high. But this is Second Esdras, and then great confusion. This world is confused right now. They don't know left from right, up from down. Men, like I said earlier, men want to be women, women want to be men. People want to be children forever. People don't know how to do anything. They don't know how to start a fire. They don't know how to survive out in the wilderness on their own. They don't know anything. These people are confused, this is Babylon the Great, which Babylon means confusion, but Baal means confusion. This is the land of confusion, great confusion. Second Esdras chapter 16 and verse 22. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. So you're gonna have people here that they're gonna die when the famine hits, when there ain't no food. You seen I saw a thing, I don't remember what store it was, but people preparing for this eclipse. They have the people tripping out over this eclipse, the solar eclipse, because they think like, oh, the power's gonna go out, we need food, you're gonna have to eat food stocked up for a certain amount of time, but they're clearing out the stores out of fear. So, hey, the stores are cleared out. How much food did the storehouses have that the grocery stores supply? You know, that ran out in one day maybe. You have different scenarios where during a hurricane, during C-19 in the beginning of it, and you couldn't find anything. You couldn't find toilet paper. Stuff was flying off the shelves. Couldn't find hand sanitizer, masks, all these things. Why? Because they created a demand for that stuff. They created a panic. People had to go out and panic buy. This is Amos chapter 5 and 18. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord, the day of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. So what end is it for you? So these people that think, hey, this is going to be a good time or nothing to worry about. Whoops. Amos 5 and 18. Woe unto you that desire the day of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. To what end is it for you? The day of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is darkness and not light. So these are dark days coming. These aren't light days. These aren't the day like how you see now. These are very dark times. Great confusion. These people aren't gonna know what to do. As if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall and a serpent bit him. And this day, that's the kind of troubles that are coming in this day. You running from one situation into the next. You think you found safety in one place? No. There's something going on in there. You stumbled or whatever. I seen a video of this dude, he was filming, I guess he was in Arizona, but he was just filming like a covering. Like it looked like how the ditches are, how they have them cement cylinders that I don't know what they're called. But basically like I want to say an alcove, but that might be the wrong word. Where it was kind of like a cave. It was just real short. But he shined his light in there and it was just filled with scorpions. So you might try to run into a place to find shelter. You might run into a place that's just full of scorpions, full of snakes, full of spiders, whatever. Or there might not be anything in there. And then you try to take your rest or whatever, and then a spider comes out and bites you, whatever. Or like how this says, dang it. A bear met him. Or a snake, you know? Who was it? This is Amos chapter 5 and 20. Shall not the day of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai be darkness and not light, even very dark, and no brightness in it? So this day coming is going to be a very dark day for the world. But the servants of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, they're going to be fine. They're going to be taken care of. This is This is Isaiah 65 and verse 13. Therefore thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, behold, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servants shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servants shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. So in these days, the servants of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, and they're going to be able to eat. They're going to be able to drink. They're going to be taken care of. That doesn't mean they're still going to be, they're not going to be running for their lives or anything like that. That means they're still going to be taken care of, though. They're still going to have to go through all this stuff that the rest of the world is going through. But the difference is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is with them. Verse 14, behold, my servants shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. So, these people, these different mockers and scoffers and whatnot, they're going to be crying. All the rest of the nations that are here, they're going to be crying, sighing. Because in this time, they're living it up. Well, we're crying. We're putting out this lamentation. We're warning our people of the day to come. But what do? They mock. They say this isn't going to happen. They say this and that. Oh, y'all been talking about that forever. Let me see here. Because in these days, we see these different kind of people. We see different people that were prophesied to come. Just showing you also as measuring the time, the type of people that are in the world today. This is 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. And that word perilous, let me get that. This is a G5467, kalepos. Hard to do, to take, to approach, hard to bear. The times are hard to bear, troublesome. These are troublesome times, dangerous, harsh, fierce, savage. These people are going to be savages out here. But you already see in different places around the country, the love waxing cold, these people are already turning to savages. Verse 2, for men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy. And there are all these things. You see that in the music and everything, social media. People just love themselves. They just love to look at themselves. They're covetous. They want what the next man has. Even in all the music, it's all everywhere. The movies, everything that you're seeing people lovers of themselves and covetous, meaning they want what the next man has. Adultery is at an all-time high. Theft is at an all-time high. Disease is at an all-time high. You don't think these things have any relation to each other? Boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents. And these are the people of today. They blaspheme the Lord. They're disobedient to parents. They're unthankful, unholy, without natural affection. Which, let me see that. G794, Astorgos, hard-hearted towards kindred, without natural affection, inhuman, unloving. And that's how these people are. You don't see any semblance of a human in there. They don't even look like people anymore. These people look like weird alien monsters. Truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures, more than lovers of the Most High, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. From such turn away. But this is the people of this generation. They're all like this. But just showing you times of the end. This is Luke chapter 17 and verse 26. And as it was in the days of Noah, or Noe, so shall it be also in the days of the Son of Man. So what happened in Noah's time? He was doing the same thing. At the men of the Lord that you see out in the highways and byways, he was out prophesying. Telling them to repent, telling them that the flood is coming. What are we doing today? We're telling the people to repent. The people of Israel, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and wherever else you've been scattered, telling the people to repent. Those that will hear it. Because not a flood of water isn't coming, but fire is coming. Destruction is coming. They did eat, they drank, they married wives that were given in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark and the flood came and destroyed them all. So, hey, they're basically all these people, they're carrying on about their lives. They're doing whatever suits them. They're living their best life. Verse 28, likewise also as it was in the days of Lot. So this day we're living in both like in the times of Noah and in the times of Lot. They did eat, They drank, they bought, they sold, they planted, they builded. But the same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all. So, hey, they were doing the same thing in Lot's time. But what were they then? They were Moes. What do you see now? A bride, people marrying still, but you see a whole rise, a nation of Moes. Different people doing all manner of wickedness, like as it was in Sodom and Gomorrah, and that's gonna increase. So where you're gonna have like it was in Sodom and Gomorrah, groups of men wandering around, going around graping, looking for men, women, looking for whoever. Luke 17:30, even thus shall it be in the day when the Son of Man is revealed. So, hey, when Yahushua returns, this is what's going to happen. Another thing to look out for, because you see, this is as this place, which is spiritually Sodom, this place is like that. So it's going to be like how it was in the scriptures, how it said. Another thing to watch for, another thing to measure. Okay, wickedness is at an all-time high. Adultery is at an all-time high. Sodomites are at an all-time high. People change their gender. Wickedness is at an all-time high. So we should expect to see Yahushua soon. This is Romans chapter 1 and verse 25. Who changed the truth of the Most High Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh into a lie, and worshipped and served the creature more than the Creator. And you see this. This is the people here, especially since Esau Edom covered the faces of the judges. Hey, the Most High has been turned into a lie. Everything has been turned into a lie here. They worship the creature here. There's a lot of self-worship here. They worship animals, people, whatever. Worship technology. And serve the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. For this cause, the Most High gave them up unto vile affections. So the Most High gave these people, which this is talking about Israelites in this, but for the context, it's talking about Israelites. But this here is talking about the Moes. For this cause, the Most High gave them up unto vile affections, and vile affections is shameful, dishonorable. For even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature. Hey, the women, what you see all here, the lesbians, dykes, bull dykes, all these things. This is what you see here. This is what's pushed out here in Babylon the Great. What's against nature? Verse 27, and likewise also the men leaving the natural use of the woman. Because you're not supposed to lie. Man is not supposed to lie with man. Women is not supposed to lie with woman. It's supposed to be the man lies with woman, has children. And a man can have multiple wives. But in this case, hey, these men decided they didn't want women. They want to be with other men. Likewise, also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burn in their lust one toward another, men with men, working that which is unseemly, and received in themselves the recompense of their error, which was meat. Hey, and hey, the recompense in the times of Sodom and Gomorrah was that fire, that destruction that happened. And so what's going to happen here? That same thing. This is 2 Peter chapter 2 and 5. and spared not the whole world, but saved Noah, the eighth person. Slacking. And spared not the old world, but saved Noah, the eighth person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly. So bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly. So this is what happened during Noah's time, and all those people were ungodly. Only Noah and 7 other people survived, which repopulated the world. So what you see today, now you're seeing a repeat. Verse 6, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemned them with an overthrow, making them an ensample unto those that after should live ungodly. So this is Sodom and Gomorrah is supposed to be an example, but to the people of the Lord, the men of the Lord that understand this, hey, you see that example because it's still there today. Around the Dead Sea, you see the different salt piles. That was Sodom and Gomorrah, and I think it was 5 cities. Let me make sure. Salaki. That's all right. I'll find it later. But you know what? That's all right. But these are what to expect. These places, you expect these places to be destroyed. And the destruction, hey, that's part of a whatever kind of destruction it is. It's Yahweh Shemi Al Shai doing it. This is this is Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 39. See now that I, even I, am He, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. So it's Yahweh Shemi Al Shai that's doing all these killing. That's bringing judgment. This is Sirach chapter 39 and 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. So, hey, when you see the destruction coming, the wicked perishing, it's Yahweh Shemi Al Shai, and he created a spirit to take them out. Fire and hail and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. So fire, what's going to end up happening to Babylon the Great? What happened to Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighboring cities? That's still on my mind. That's Slocky. No, I'm gonna find this later. I'm gonna back to this. This is Sirach 39 and 29. Fire and hail and famine and death. All these were created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. So hey, these coming times, you're gonna see the whole arsenal coming out. And the ultimate of that arsenal was the ICBM and the chariots. The concentrated laser fire from the chariots. They shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth when need is. And the time is coming. Great death is coming. And when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word. And the time coming, whoever they're meant to get, whoever they're meant to kill, to send back to the maker, hey, they're not gonna look and be like, oh, I can't do that. That's a kid. That's a woman. You know, they're not gonna transgress. They're not gonna feel any kind of way. They're gonna be glad to do. Uh, Slack you. Hmm. Slack. I'm looking for this low one. Oh, there it is. Okay, Salakia. That took a long time. This is when King David had numbered Israel, and I'm just going to get straight to the point. This is 2 Samuel 24 and verse 15. And so Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai sent a pestilence upon Israel from the morning even to the time appointed, and there died of the people from Dan even to Beersheba 70,000 men. And when the angel stretched out his hand upon Jerusalem to destroy it, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai repented him of the evil, and said to the angel that destroyed the people, it is enough. Stay now thine hand. And the angel of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai was by the threshing place of Aruna the Jebusite. But you see in different angels that control the different spirits, it said it brought a pestilence. But you could see the angel doing all the killing. Hey, they're not gonna. They don't spare. They don't slay. They're happy to do the Lord's work. They don't transgress. Happy to kill. But this is Job 4 and 7. Remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off? So, hey, if you get slain by the Lord, I mean, where were the righteous ever cut off? Who perishes being innocent? Because we all have sinned. And just, hey, our judgment just comes. Our judgment is our time to get judged. That's all it is. And we're being judged in this life for things that we've done in our past lives. And it'll continue to be so until, hey, Lord willing, this is the last time, because when Yahushua returns, we're all going to be changed. The elect of Israel are going to be beamed up, changed in the chariots, and brought back down in the 2/3 of Israel here. The rest of Israel is going to come back through the loins in the kingdom. Through the loins of Israel, the elect of Israel in the kingdom. And they're going to have new bodies. They're not going to be able to go off anymore. But the point being is that we're judged. We get judgment. So whatever judgment that we receive in this life, however terrible it is, the Lord brought it. This is Exodus chapter 34 and 6. And Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai passed by before him and proclaimed, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, power, merciful and gracious, long-suffering and abundant in goodness and truth, keeping mercy for thousands, forgiving iniquity and transgression and sin, and that will by no means clear the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children and upon the children's children unto the third and to the fourth generation. So, and being that we're our fathers coming back in the third and fourth generation. So when we get punished, we should know that it's from something that we did in our past lives. And and that's something, we sin, we transgress. Actually, let me get this before I get this as the other. This is 1 John chapter 3 and verse 4. Whoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law, for sin is a transgression of the law, meaning that we broke the law. The Israelites. This is Psalms 147 and 19. Because while the Lord is getting ready to judge the whole world, the brunt of that judgment is going to Israel. 2 parts of Israel are going to be cut off. 2/3 of Israel are going to be cut off. Here in Babylon the Great. But it's for our own transgressions. This is Psalms 147 and 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob, and his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. So, hey, the word, the laws, we were all there in the wilderness when Yahweh Shem Yahushai gave us the commandments. When he gave them to Moses and Moses gave them to us, we were all there. We all had the blood sprinkled on us. We all made a covenant with the Lord, the Israelites. We said we would keep his commandments, and we didn't. So we had to pay. Verse 20, he have not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. So these other nations, they don't know the Lord's judgments. They don't know the Lord like we know the Lord, so to say, because he's been punishing us. He's been putting his rod to us. And most of the people, they're not seeing it. They're not understanding that they're getting beat. They're getting beat downs. Understanding that these curses are beat downs. There are different things that are supposed to be a sign and a wonder unto us, so we recognize and be like, oh, let me repent. But a lot of these curses, or a lot of these transgressions, you can't sacrifice an animal for it. You have to die. And all the sins that we've accumulated in our lives, these past lives, hey, it's about the, how do you say? We need Yahushua. Yahushua was that ultimate sacrifice to bring us back. But this is Amos 3:2. You only have I known of all the families of the earth. So, like I was just reading in Psalms 147, he had not dealt so with any other nation, with any nation. Amos 3:2, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities. Hey, so we're being punished for our iniquities. And what's part of that punishment? Let me get this. This is Deuteronomy 28 in verse 15. Matter of fact, let me read it out of here. It's a little easier for me. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to observe, to do all his commandments and all his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. So all the curses from Deuteronomy 15 on down, they were going to come upon us. And not all at the same time, but maybe not even in the same generation. Maybe not all the curses on one person. Because if all these curses fell on one person at one time, hey, they would go completely insane. Because this is Deuteronomy 28, and I'll read 22, and I'm just going to jump around the chapter and jump around to different curses. Deuteronomy 28 and 22, and Yahweh shall smite thee with a consumption, and with a fever, and with an inflammation, and with an extreme burning, and with a sword, and with blasting, and with mildew, and they shall pursue thee until thou perish. So these are different things, like inflammation. That's a major thing among Jake. You have alopecia. You have the women being bald. The different kinds of inflammation that swells up your feet. People got auntie feet, all that kind of stuff. The different diseases. Different diseases are caused by inflammation. Verse 28, Yahweh shall smite thee with madness and with blindness and astonishment of heart. So you see a lot of our people out on the street, completely crazy, completely bugged out. Verse 30, this is common amongst Jake. They're adulterers. This is thou shalt betroth, Deuteronomy 28 and verse 30. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard and shalt not gather the grapes thereof. But the point being, hey, well, all this, you shall betroth a wife. You take a wife. Somebody else is going to lay over it. You're going to build a house. You're not going to live in it. All the work, let me see, where is that? Verse 32, thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thine hand. So, hey, this happened, hey, it wasn't that long ago, during slavery. The different children of the people that were enslaved were sold off to different plantations. Different children were sold off or shipped off to different places around the world, never to see them again. You see. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 41. Continuing with that. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. Hey, this is in so-called Negro history. In all of our history. All the northern, the southern kingdom, we've gone through this curse. The Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Y'all might not talk about it, but this all happened. Especially to the Negroes, who was most documented. Your children and your daughters were sold. Verse 43, the stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. Meaning that, hey, here in Babylon the Great, hey, Moses Jake, we're low, very low on the totem pole. Not even thought about how low. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. And he shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. So, hey, they have different loan places, different banks. They lend to us. We don't lend to them. The other way around. It should be we lend to them, and they have to pay us. But this is a part of the curse. This is verse 48. If it gets too windy, I might. No, I'm going to stay out here. Lord willing. This is verse 48. Therefore, thou shalt serve thine enemies, which Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck, until he have destroyed thee. So this is what's happened. Hey, we serving our enemies wherever we've been to, wherever we've been sent to, wherever we've been scattered to. And then, hey, just put that in there. Put in that yoke of iron slavery. And that's hard to see. But yeah, you just search up yoke of iron slavery. It's going to show all Jake with different yokes and chains around their neck. He shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. And where else can you find this information? In history and in the scriptures. Because who did this happen to? You don't see this happening to every other nation. You see this happening to a certain group of people. Verse 49, and Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. And this nation was Esau Edom, the so-called white man. A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young. And they don't show any favor to the old or young. They don't care. When Cristobal Colon came over here, he couldn't put down his sword for 1 hour. In the island of Hispaniola, he couldn't put down his sword for 1 hour. That's how much killing he was doing. Another curse. Let me see. Verse 54, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and towards the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. So, the evil eye, that Jake, what do they call that? I ain't heard it so much, but black on black crime. The hatred that Jake has towards each other. Jake just sees somebody walking down the street and just hate him for no reason. Well, it's a curse in the scriptures. Under all these curses, you see people bugging out and all this stuff. You don't know why this person hates you, this, that, or wants to kill you. But everybody's under these curses. Every Israelite is under these curses. Verse 56, the tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eyes shall be evil towards the husband of her bosom, and towards her son, and towards her daughter. So the woman, this woman, the so-called Negro woman, she's evil towards her children. It compares her to an ostrich in the scriptures. But this woman that was once tender and delicate, now she's a beast. You look at the so-called Negro woman now, and you don't want nothing to do with her. She can't grow no hair. She's manly. Got a deep voice. Got just all kinds of things. Man, she doesn't know how to be a woman anymore. Look at example. What is that? Sexy Red, Glorilla, things like that. This is verse 64. And Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai shall scatter thee among all people from the one end of the earth even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy father have known, even wood and stone. And we're scattered into every land across the world. We're there, serving their different gods, idols. But the main ones are Christianity and Islam. These are the main gods here. The main idols. These nations' idols are stumbling blocks to us. But let me see here. And the last one, this is Deuteronomy 28 and verse 68. And Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. So, and we have been brought back into Egypt. This is the spiritual Egypt. Egypt is synonymous with the house of bondage, with slavery. And we're brought here by ships. We never went back into Egypt, over there in Africa, by ships. It's walking distance. We're brought here to the Americas. So every other part of the world on ships. And there's history of it. There's pictures, diagrams of the ships that they brought us on. And there's people that deny that. You dummies. Well, who cares if they believe or not? Who cares if they don't believe? Because it's written. It's written in the curses. It would happen. You have evidence of it. When you read this, and then you see it in the curses, that should boost your faith. Back it up. Oh, the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai did this. He said he would do it, and he did it. And here I am, completely destroyed. And Tawada for Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai sending his son Yahushai to redeem us. Because without him, we would still be in a perpetual state of these curses, being completely broken down, not knowing anything, not knowing left from right, not knowing wrong from right. But now we have hope. We've read in these curses, we're reading these curses, different things that would happen to us. But before that, 1 through 14 are all the blessings. So what now? We've gone through the curses. We have what to look forward to. What do we have to look forward to is the blessings, the kingdom, better things to come. And from what I started off with, the different signs of the end of coming, and we have these blessings to look forward to. We have a lot to look forward to. Yeah, this is the end of the world, the end of this era. So what? There's better things after this. Eternal life. Seeing the world built up how it's supposed to be. Seeing the earth ruled in righteousness. Seeing Yahushai. Enjoying your wives, your children. Enjoying their children. Seeing brothers again. Going to different planets. But hey, this is Deuteronomy 28 and verse 68 again. And Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. And we were sold to our enemies. All the other nations, they're our enemies. Starting with number 1, Esau, Edom. That's our main enemy. We were given into his hands. The whole world was given into his hands. So let me get this. This is and also that no man shall buy you. That doesn't mean we sold ourselves or that we tried to sell ourselves into slavery, but nobody wanted to buy us. No. That means that no man is going to redeem us. Nobody's going to come to our rescue. Nobody's going to save us. You're going to have to go through this. And our Redeemer is Yahushua. He's coming now in these times. Because who's ruling right now? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. This is Job chapter 9 and verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? And it's Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Look at the judges. The main judge being Yahweh. He covered his face. He made him to a leprous, dog-haired white man, which is not true. He covered up his son. Made him into a surfer dude. The angels made them look like women. Make them look like babies. Little white babies. When there's nowhere, none of those descriptions are anywhere in the scriptures. But what came out recently was Putin. He put out those icons, which should tell you about iconoclasm. That's the covering of the face of the judges. Telling you that during the time when these came out, these images were created, the dark races were ruling. Showing you that, hey, this man is lying. And how could he do this? Because the earth was given into his hands. And it's a form of psychological warfare. You told a lie, kept telling it, presented it as the truth. People started believing it. Now people are waking up to it. Waking up to you that you're not the people. You're not the people as the scriptures are described. You're not how the scriptures describe Yahushua, nor the Father. This is Malachi chapter 1 and verse 4. Because there's wicked people, there's wicked amongst every nation. There's wicked amongst Israel, the 2/3, and there's the wicked. The people that are known as the wicked. This is Malachi chapter 1 and verse 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness. So the people against whom Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua have indignation forever. So these are the people who Yahweh have indignation. Let me get that real quick. What H2194, Za'im, to be enraged, to foam at the mouth, to abhor, to be abominable, angry. Let me get that word, just a quick definition. Indignation, from the thesaurus.com, strong displeasure at something considered unjust, offensive, insulting, or base. Righteous anger. So the Lord has a righteous anger towards Esau Edom for what he's done to his people, what he's done to the whole world. For everything. He is the wicked. This is what he's created to do. But this is the wicked, the people, the whole nation. Not one of them is good. They're all created to be wicked. And to help prove that this is that Esau Edom is the wicked, his blessing is the sword. This is Genesis 25 and verse 27. And as the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter. So this is part of what Esau is, what he was, what he's to become. He's a cunning hunter. Like you have different traits that are passed down, different blessings. His blessing was the sword. Esau was a cunning hunter. Matter of fact, let me get the word for cunning. This is H3045, Yadai, meaning to know, to learn to know, to perceive, to know, be acquainted with, to be skillful, to have knowledge, be wise, to be instructed. But to say this, Esau was a wise hunter, a skillful hunter. This is his blessing. A man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. And a plain is like just like a chill. He's ordinary. Because it says Thom. It says H8535, Thom, perfect, complete. One who lacks nothing in physical strength, beauty, sound, wholesome, an ordinary, quiet sort of person, complete, morally innocent, having integrity. Hey, and from this, when you continue reading this, hey, Our forefather Jacob, he had integrity. When you read about when you read about our forefather Jacob, one who is morally and ethically pure, and you see, the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua was dealing with Jacob, which, his name was changed to Israel, which what? Yashar Allah. He has a power with God, or he is a prince of power. Salakia. He is a prince of power. Yah, he, Shar, prince, Allah, power. So he's a prince of God. And now I'll continue. This is Genesis chapter 27 and 39, straight to the point. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, and thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. But what's the point here? And by thy sword shalt thou live. And he's going to have the dew of heaven and the fatness of the earth. But how is he going to get all this? Through his sword. He's a cunning hunter. Everything that he's done, that he's gotten, has been through deception, wickedness, backstabbing, some form of using the sword. And in these days, we're looking to be saved from all evils, because Esau Edom is the Lord's sword. He is the wicked, but he is also the sword of the Lord. So when you see different things like the lynching postcards, Jake being killed by these cops and whatnot, being slain left and right, these different Edomites saying, "Oh, I fear for my life." I don't know what they say now. But these different lynchings, when you see all this, this is Esau Edom using his sword. And that sword, that's part of the judgment of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. This is what he was created to do. This is Psalm 17 and 13. Arise, O Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. So, the wicked, we just talked about. That's Esau Edom, the so-called white man. His blessing is a sword. And the modern day sword is the gun. The gun, tank, the plane with the bombs, the ICBM, the laser weapons they're trying to come out with. The disease that he uses. He weaponizes diseases. He weaponizes food. He weaponizes these people's minds against us. Turning the women against us. Verse 14, from men which are thy hand, O Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, from men of the world, which have their portion in this life, whose belly thou fillest with thy hid treasure, they are full of children, and leave the rest of their substance to their babes. These people, they have their inheritance that they pass down, their different trust funds. These different billionaires have all these, there's a thing, they're calling them self-made billionaires, but really, they got their money passed down from their forefathers. And their forefathers got their money, most likely through slavery. Or through some form of exploiting Jake. This is and through their exploitation, they're looking to do any number of things. They're looking to kill Jake. They want to get rid of Jake. They devise different plans. They have the different think tanks, what to put in the food next, what to implement next, how to trap Jacob more, what new artists to put out. This is Proverbs 4:16. For they sleep not, except they have done mischief. Different diseases, what to bring out next. What is it? Zika is on the rise, which is always there, but that's a terrible disease. But they implement this thing through nefarious ways, through wicked ways. For they sleep not, except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away, unless they cause some to fall. And this is what they lose sleep. Micah chapter 2. Woe unto them, 2 in verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. And Esau Edom, he's been given the earth. He has the power to do all this stuff. What was it? They tried out Zyklon B first. And them Germans got the idea from what they were doing to Jake over here. They tried out Zyklon over here first. They did those the Tuskegee experiments, and then they moved the thing to Guatemala. They said with the jab here that the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans were most acceptable to get it, so line up. They do all this wickedness on us. Verse 2, and they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. And say they coveted fields. How do you think America was got? They made over 500 treaties with the so-called Native Americans and broke every one of them. The Trail of Tears. Now all the Jakes, now all the so-called Native Americans are forced to live on reservations. And they're probably going to move them. But these people covet different lands, different fields to get oil, whatever. They want the best lands. But hey, how he's going to get the fatness of the land? Through his sword. And this is what he does. He'll make a treaty with you and break it. Smile on your face. Do all this, that weird Edomite smile. But you can't trust this man. You can never trust him. Matter of fact, before I come back to this, let me get this. This is Sirach chapter 12 and verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. So, hey, never trust your enemy. Esau Edom is your enemy. Never trust him. Like as iron rusts. If you leave iron out, hey, iron is going to rust. It doesn't matter. If you try to do anything to it, it's going to rust. It's just what it does. Esau Edom was created to be wicked. He can't do right. This is what he's going to do. He's going to do wickedness. He's going to find he loses sleep. The motherfucker start bugging out or whatever. He starts trying to do good. The good that he does is wickedness. He give you a blanket, throw that shit away. Verse 11, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. So, hey, if he comes to you all humbly, hey there, buddy, something, whatever, don't believe him. He's got something up his sleeve. He's got some kind of trick. He wants something that you got. Don't trust him. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away. Hey, so you'll know. Hey, you look close at him, examine him. You're gonna see, hey, this man's still wicked. This man is the wicked. Verse 12, set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat, and thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith. Hey, remember, hey, Esau Edom, this is what he's going to do. This is what he's done. He covered the faces of the judges. He took over our land, parted our land. Took the so-called Native Americans' land. He took over the whole world through his sword. But now everybody's waking up to who this man is, to who he is, who his true nature is. This is Jeremiah chapter 49, and I'm going to start at verse 16. Thy terribleness have deceived thee, and the pride of thine heart. And you see these people are very prideful. They think this is going to last forever. Say, make America great again. Their symbol is the eagle, the proud bird. They had that song, I'm proud to be American. The proud, the Marines, something like that. One of them has that slogan in their thing. And you see the pride of these people. They think this place can never fall. They can't imagine it. They can't imagine that the Most High Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai set this place up just to destroy it. They say, God bless America. Hey, the Lord's going to bless this place with some fire. Thy terribleness have deceived thee, and they were terrible. A greatly feared country, greatly feared people. People bow down to them wherever they go. And that went to their head. They're deceived by their own terribleness. They didn't realize that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai put that on them, put them in that position. And the pride of thine heart, oh, that dwellest in the clefts of the rock. Hey, where they came from? Petra. They have different dwellings in them carved in them rocks. You see it today with the skyscrapers. When you look at the city skyline, especially Houston, the different skylines of the city, it looks like a mountain range. Back where they came from, Mount Seir. They like living in them skyscrapers, high up in the high rises, in different places. Like that, O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, that holdest the height of the hill. They're at the top of the people. They're at the top. Though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle, I will bring thee down from thence, saith Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. So, hey, the Lord is going to bring you down. You people that ruling right now, have your nest high up. Not only you have your skyscrapers and your high rises, you're also up in the heavens. You have your satellites, your space stations. You just came out with a time zone for the moon, trying to populate these different planets. You're not going to get away. Jeremiah 49:17. Also Edom shall be a desolation. Everyone that goeth by it shall be astonished, and shall hiss at all the plagues thereof. And everybody's going to see. Everybody's going to see the destruction of Babylon the Great, a.k.a. America. As in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah, and the neighbor cities thereof, saith Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. No man shall abide there, neither shall a son of man dwell in it. So this place is going to be completely desolate. Nobody's going to dwell here. Nobody's going to live here anymore. And how is that? How is that going to happen? World War III is going to be taking place, but ultimately, the end of this judgment, at the end, when Yahushua returns, it's going to be the same time this place is going to be destroyed. This is Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 5. Because during the midst of World War III, when all the troops are gathered in the Valley of Jehoshaphat and Armageddon, which means the mountain of troops, eventually all the different nations are going to fire their missiles, their ICBMs on America, and it's going to be destroyed. Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 5, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and with garments rolled in blood. So, hey, the battles that have previously taken place, two armies face each other, they run and run towards each other, whatever happens, and their garments get rolled in blood, and there's confused noise, the different weapons hitting the shields, the swords, the spears, the pikes, all them different, the metal clanging together against the armor. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. And this that's happening. This is that going to happen. This event that's going to take place is going to be with burning and fuel of fire. And how is that going to happen? With the ICBMs. This is Isaiah 54 and verse 16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. I have created the waster to destroy. So, hey, this is Esau Edom's creation, which Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai used Esau Edom to bring this to life. Using different scientists in the early 1900s, like Oppenheimer, to bring the nuclear bomb to life. What did Oppenheimer said? I have become... I can't remember. He said he became destroyer of worlds. I don't remember exactly. And this is Isaiah chapter 34. In verse 3, their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood. And how much death is going to be happening? There's not going to be anybody to bury these people. And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. And look up what a nuclear detonation looks like. It looks like a scroll rolling together. And all their hosts shall fall down as a leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a fig from the fig tree. So, hey, the heavens are going to roll together. It's going to look like a scroll. And all their hosts shall fall down as a leaf falleth from the vine, and as a fig falleth from as a falling fig from the fig tree. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. That word for bathe is rawah, 87301. Rawah means to saturate, to be filled abundantly. To make completely full. And it shall be bathed in heaven. How them ICBMs go? They launch from their silo, or wherever they're launched from. They enter the atmosphere, go into the heavens, and then come back down in an arcing motion to wherever they're going to hit. But they're bathed in the heaven. Not only that's twofold, meaning that you're going to be dipped into the heavens, as well as how much uh, killing is going to be with it. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment. And I read in Malachi chapter 1, and they got a great judgment coming. Let me see here. This is Ezekiel chapter 35, and I'm going to start at verse. I'm going to start at verse 1. Moreover, the word of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it, and say unto it, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out mine hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. So this is several places around the scriptures that, hey, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is not playing around with Esau Edom. They're still around. They're ruling to this day. And you're about to get a great judgment. Verse 4, I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. And so they had a perpetual hatred, a continuing hatred. They always had a hatred for us. Why? Because they want the blessing that Jacob received, that Israel received. They want that back, but they're never going to get it. But they have a hatred for us. And it even says in Revelation that that whore was drunk off the blood of the saints, which are Israelites. But when it comes for our iniquity, when it came for our time for our captivity to have an end, they were still continuing the hatred. Verse 6, Therefore as I live, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. So hey, the sword is coming after you now. The thing that you created, that the Lord used you to create, now it's coming for you. Them ICBMs, and they're not meant to sit in a museum. They're meant to be used, and they're going to be used. That Satan II missile, that's coming. Thus, verse 7, Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from him that passeth out, and him that returneth. And I will fill his mountains with slain men in thy hills, and in thy valleys, and all thy rivers shall all they fall that are slain with the sword. I will make thee perpetual desolations, and thy cities shall not return, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai. Hey, that's beautiful. There's a beautiful judgment coming. Because this man thought that he would last forever. Let me see here. And I'll close out shortly. This is Revelation chapter 1 and verse 7. Because at the same time, Jacob's trouble's happening, World War III is happening. At this time, hey, Yahushua is going to return. It says, Revelation chapter 1 and verse 7, Behold, he cometh with the clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all the kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, even so, Amen. So, hey, Yahushua is coming. He's returning in his great chariot, and all the earth is going to mourn. Why? Because especially Esau Edom, because he knows that his time is up. And I'll close out with this one. Because not only is the ICBMs coming to visit Esau Edom, Yahushua is. This is Isaiah 63 and verse 1. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the strength of his. This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak righteousness, mighty to save. And that's Yahushua. And his garments are dyed. Well, let me continue reading. And Yahushua, it means he saves, he delivers. This is what he's coming to do. He's coming to save his people, as well as put an end to this wicked rule. Isaiah 63 and 2. Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat? So why are you red? Why is your apparel red? What's going on? Which, hey, Yahushua also said that he's not going to meet them as a man. So his garments aren't literally going to be red, but this is just going to signify how much killing he's going to be doing in that day. Because, hey, like in, I read in Isaiah or Revelation 1 and 7, it said that he's coming in a cloud in his chariot. And in 2 Ezra 13, it says this man rose up in his chariot. And he did a lot of killing. He killed an innumerable multitude from that chariot. But he's going to be killing from his chariot. Isaiah 63 and verse 3, I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in mine anger, and trample them in my fury. And their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. For the day of vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeemed is come. And I looked, and there was none to help, and I wondered that there was none to uphold. Therefore mine own arm brought salvation unto me, and my fury it upheld me. Verse 6, and I will tread down the people in mine anger, and I will make them drunk in my fury, and I will bring down their strength to the earth. So, hey, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is sending his son Yahushai, and he's going to bring down Esau Edom. He's going to bring them down, those who are ruling the earth right now, at this point in time. Hey, Lord willing, this is edifying. I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect. Hey, Shalom.